Hey guys, what's going on? It's Zombie. This is my solo flawless duality dungeon guide. It's pretty straightforward, nice and easy. I would probably say doing this on Hunter. I think that I personally think Hunter is the easiest one to do on. I've done it on Warlock and Titan too. So if you are wanting any other build guides on other characters, because you only have one character, then hit me up, shoot me a message, let me know, and I can make a video on those too. But this video will be purely on my what I believe is the easiest possible solo flawless hunter solo guide. So let's get stuck into it and have a look. Um, for the first encounter, I'm not really going to talk up to the build up to it really because it's pretty straightforward. Just don't die to falling off anything. I'd advise. Not good. Basically, the first encounter is pretty straightforward. You're going up against the Shadow Girl run. You can still use the method as well, actually, where you kill both scions, pick up only one banner, then go back into the normal realm, dunk the banner, kill the girl runs, go back, grab the banner, then come back in, because using that method gives you more time for boss DPS when you're trying to solo. It's obviously that extra time is so vital. It just means you can probably get a nice solid 2, maybe 3 phasing. Basically, the strat is you kill both scions, you pick up one banner, but ignore the second one. You go back into the normal realm, you dunk the banner, clear the room, shoot the bell whilst you're in the room as normal, kill all the guy rounds in that room, then pick up the second banner, but do not kill the scion. You leave the scion alive, because when you go back into that room later on, when you dunk that banner, that scion will still be alive in the room, and you can kill it, and it gives you, I believe it's 15 extra seconds when you kill it, so that's 15 extra seconds of damage. But this is the build for the first encounter that I've got on now. I'll go into before we look at weapons and stuff, we'll go into the actual subclass. I've got marksman dodge just because it comes back so much quicker, and you can reload your weapons by dodging if you need to. Just you can have really any jump you want. I triple jump. Knife trick is just so good because it comes back so quickly, and it's just really good. I've found that it's just been really helpful this season. And it's a lot better, I think, for PvE than the other knives, unless you're running like an explosive build. And then I've got the healing grenade. Just I didn't feel like I was ever really using grenades, but it just gives you an extra fail safe. Just so you can throw a grenade down at the floor if if you haven't been able to proc your classy restoration or anything, you just get that and get that going. Knock them down, I think, is just really good, just because it just improves all your solo abilities basically, and just kind of refunds your melee energy when you're getting solo funnel blows whilst you're radiant. And on your mark, it's phenomenal. It gives you such fast reloading speed and weapon handling and things like that once you're starting getting your precision shots and precision kills with even your knives. Fragments. This one's probably going to come without surprise. Whenever you get melee hits, you're getting your radiant, and that's important because it gets you that extra damage all the time. And then we've got the Ember of Eruption here, which gives you your solar ignitions have increased area of effect. And if you're going to be, I would, like when we're talking to weapons, you'll see why later on. Why that's really good. And then the Solace, Ember of Solace, this here will increase all the duration of your restoration and your radiant. So that's again a bit of a no-brainer. And then we've got Ember of the Empyrean. This literally is the most broken fragment in the game. Basically, just every time you're getting kills with your solo weapon, it's just going to keep giving you extra time on your classy restoration and radiant, and it's just wild. An Ember of Wonder, so rapidly defeating targets will give and solo ignitions will give you orbs of power. You'll see why this is important in a moment. But these are the ones these are the ones I use, all of these, and I think together these are a really strong combination paired with these aspects and my abilities. But for the first encounter, I used Riptide to take care of all of the I use these to take care of the shield, the banner bearer, or like the bell bearers, and I have my callus mini tool. This is just with incandescent. This is just phenomenal. It's just ridiculously strong, and if you haven't got one yet, you need to prioritize getting one. Perk wise, it's your own personal preference, but I chose Grave Robber because I'm using a lot of throwing knives and getting my ammo back constantly whenever I get melee kills, and then incandescent just for the explosive. And again, that then pairs in with this aspect here for making orbs. And then I'm using Lament for main DPS on the Gull run. I'm not really using anything else, just the Lament. When I'm going into weapon wise, you kind of, I suppose as well with the ability points distribution, I think it's really good to kind of prioritize into recovery and resilience. Maybe a little bit of mobility as well, just to get your dodge back a bit quicker. So I think that's fine. The 5 is probably fine. Resilience, I think 80 plus, level 8 plus resilience, I think is perfect. And again, restoration isn't necessary, but I can't get any lower than this. This is what I got on my armor at the moment. And then, yeah, just play that a little bit, see what you think's best for you in these, really. But I think high resilience is a must. Going to armor perks and mods. So I've just got the resilience. These 2 perks here, you can get your super back so quick with these, and you're constantly getting orbs, and they do stack. And having multiple copies of them, like it says on the mod, will increase how much super energy you get from each orb. This here, the melee well maker, I'm going to use to get some wells, the solar wells on the floor, and I'm getting solar kills, which will then obviously pair with some of the other mods I've got on, but it's going to be really helpful and really useful. I've got another resilience mod on here. The overload rounds on SMG, obviously there's no champions in the normal mode, but these work. So you can use these on your SMG and it will reduce the damage you take from any enemies if you hit them with the overload shot, and it staggers the enemies too, so it gives you that bit of time maybe then to react if you have to. But yeah, if you start shooting up one of the mini bosses or something with this and you hit them with an overload shot, it will reduce the damage they do to you. So again, it's just a bit more survivability. I've got this just to help with getting some grenade energy back to get my grenade back a bit quicker. And then I've got this one, obviously it kind of pairs with the solar well mod that I've got on before, where if I pick up a solar well mod, it's going to give me restoration. So again, it's just another mod on that's keeping you alive. On my chest piece here, I've got my resilience mod with an arc mod to power up Lucent Blade, and I'll talk about that in a second, with the armor of Dying Star, and obviously I think it's silly not to use it. It's just the 2 damage resistances, and it's just amazing to have. I'm going to come back to Lucent Blade in a moment because it's a big talk, but I'll talk about that one in a moment. And then Star Eater skills. So these are so important, and they give you so much damage. So much damage with your Blade Barrage. When you get the stack to ×8, I believe it gives you an extra 200% or 250% extra damage on top of your super, which is phenomenal, absolutely insane. And again, and it pairs with the mods here for making orbs of light, and then again with this one here to give you the orbs of light constantly to help overcharge your super. And again, you need to get a Feast of Light ×8. And I've got this mod here for when I'm picking up orbs of light. It's giving me health regen, and then I've got Sword Scav and another resilience mod. But this is so good. Again, this is making it so when I get in solar kills with a solar weapon, it's going to make solar wells. So there's a chance that will happen. But this exotic is so good, and it's just, I think it's a must really. Again, you can use this, or you could use, I forget the name of the exotic, the one that gives you double dodges, but that's also useful. You can use that as well. And on my class item here, I've got classy restoration, which I think is just a no-brainer. Paragon mod just to help you get your class ability back a bit quicker if you need it. But yeah, that's pretty much my build for the first encounter, paired with everything that I've got and that you've seen. Lucent Blade. You don't want to run a Charge of Light mod, and I'm going to explain why. So you're not using this to get Lucent Blade damage buff. You're using this purely to get the sword recharge, because your lament will charge so fast, it's unbelievable. So like you will do your heavy swings. I usually do 3 light and a heavy. You swing once, and then you can immediately do your free charge swings and a heavy again straight after. It's unbelievable, and it just increases your damage output by so much. And it's really good, and I would advise using it if you're gonna run the lament as a heavy. But I will 100% recommend using that. For the second encounter, I swapped up a little bit. I use a machine gun with the Arbalist, and I think that's really useful here because a machine gun helps you melt through the ads so fast, and it just helps you when you're getting rid of all the shield cabal. You just literally just mince through the shield. You can use Arbalist as well if you need to, just to get rid of them quicker. But this machine gun is insanely good. You've got Demolitionist, so every time you're throwing a grenade, it just reloads it for you, and it's just insane. And then you can dodge to reload, throw a grenade to reload, and you just never have to reload it yourself. So it's just so good, and it for like just melting through all the ads. But then that's it really for the second encounter. I didn't really change much else. It's just this, and it's just so reliable with the mods and everything. Like you're constantly getting your regen back, picking up orbs of light. You can use your super just to clear ads if you want. You don't have to use it on the little bosses, because you need to remember you are not in any rush to kill those bosses. You kill them in your own time, so never feel rushed. But I would always recommend starting the encounter on the opposite side of the room, shooting the opposite side bell, so that you can shoot the bell bearers underneath the bridge you're closest to. For the third encounter, the boss, again, I just used the Riptide with Lament, with the same, everything all the same here with the fragments. You can get a solid 2-phase on Katel if you're activating Radiant enough. Again, here, what you can do for Katel is you can use your Gambler's Dodge, because using this you can dodge near Katel to get your night buff. And this is also another reason why you don't run on Charge with Light mod, because being charged with light with Lucent Blade, activating the Lucent Blade damage buff will overtake the Radiant buff. But the Radiant buff actually gives you more of a damage buff than what the Lucent Blade buff does. So don't use any taken charge mods, just use it purely for the charge rate for the sword. So every time you hit Katel with the knives, you will get your Radiant buff stack, and you'll do lots of damage with Lament, and you can get a solid 2-phase, maybe a 3-phase if you have to. But that's pretty much it, to be honest. If you have any other questions, or you want me to go into any other builds for any other characters, I can, because I've done it on all 3 now. Just let me know. Let me comment. Just message me. Shoot me a message for any help. I'm also running a lot of help with GMs this season. I've just finished guilding my Grandmaster, my Conqueror Seal. So I've got that now. So if you need any help with GMs this season, shoot me a message for those too. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my build for solo Duality. And if you need any help with that, just let me know again. Like, shoot me some messages, and I can give you some help if you need any further help with it. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys around.